All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Welcome to the Stop Listen Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie.
Hello!
It is a Friday night. Got dinner in the oven. I got off late and came home and crashed, took a nap, and just like, yeah. So, kind of a buster of a night. But hey, tomorrow's Saturday. So, we live in a world of total insanity. We've got 2 months more of this election. And I just want to, like, relax and enjoy it and not worry that this is going to be a questionable result. So the other day, so we're like already well past the debate. I mean, I never talked about it. I don't need to talk about it. But before this, I saved this from Truth Social from Donald Trump. This is before the debate. The Manhattan DA witch hunt has been postponed because everyone realizes that there was no case. I did nothing wrong. It is a political attack against me by Comrade Kamala Harris and other radical left opponents for purposes of election interference. It is a case that should have never been brought. Nothing like this has ever happened in the United States of America. It is strictly third world banana republic stuff. It's funny, like, it's just like, you go back up to the front. Like, his first sentence, the Manhattan DA witch hunt, capitalizing witch and hunt for some reason, has been postponed because everyone realizes there was no case. I did nothing wrong. Okay, now I did nothing wrong, but like, why no case? The public understands us, and so does every legal scholar, expert, and luminary, including a bunch of people. Now, Alan Dershowitz have been really, his tweets, he's denounced the Democratic Party. He is going to endorse Donald Trump, and I think if need be, he will represent him legally. I mean, I don't think he's going to need to, but I wonder how that's going to affect the populace if he comes out. And he said he's not going to do it till like November. He said he was going to announce who he's going to vote for, but he just announced the Democratic Party. So unless he's voting for Jill Stein or Cornel West, which he could, he definitely could. But the way he's been tweeting lately, I greatly appreciate the words, if necessary, being utilized in the decision. So that was the proper usage of quotations because he was quoting it from the decision that he capitalized. But earlier, when he said, it is strictly third world banana republic stuff, well, like, I mean, he is kind of crazy. Like, he is. Like, we can't. He's a little crazy, okay? And that's probably a good thing. You know, that's probably what keeps, like the world leaders on edge. This case should be rightfully terminated as we prepare for the most important election in the history of our country. Make America great again. He should have said fight, fight, fight. And he also... Now, this is from September 8th, so several days ago, but it's just... So he said... Happy birthday, Mary. Because he's trying to get the Catholics. I mean, he's in full on saying anything he can mode to get elected. But, like, I can't blame him. And, I mean, so he came out today and said his plan is to have no taxes on overtime pay. Brilliant. And, I mean, encourages work. You really want to work, you can really, really benefit. Tax-free overtime pay. I grew up Catholic. I didn't know we celebrated the birthday of Mary. There's no way they could know what that is because they don't know when They don't. I mean, they think that Jesus was probably born in the summer, I believe. So I'm just going to put in September 8th. Okay, I'm not seeing anything at all. Mary. Feast of the Nativity of the Blessed Mary. Okay, so DuckDuckGo, which a lot of people say to use instead of Google. Like, I mean, I'm using it. I actually couldn't figure out how to change it, which I have done in the past, multiple times. But swing and a miss last time I tried to change it. But they're just as bad as Google. I mean, maybe you can trust them more. I don't know, but this Sunday on September 8th, the church celebrates Mary's birthday. Okay. I had no idea. Okay. For a second there, it was looking like Trump just randomly said that. I seen this earlier.
Wait for it.
That's wild. I mean, just I drive for a living. I drive up to like northern Missouri, northeastern Missouri, and then parts of Illinois. There are a lot. I mean, a lot of farms. I'm passing a lot of farms, and there's a lot more Kamala Harris signs than I would have thought. They outnumber Trump signs. There are a lot of, I mean, there is a lot of Trump support up there, but a lot of Trump support like just never left. And I also kind of think it's kind of built in. Like you're just, people bought Trump signs, 4 years ago, 8 years ago. They're like, he's getting the vote. We don't need to buy any more signs. That's kind of what I think it is. But it's still like farms that I've seen with Kamala Harris. Like, I would love to know. I would love to stop and talk to those people. But that's one area improvement. If I ever expand, like just be able to like discuss with people who don't agree with you. Like Steven Crowder's Change My Mind stuff. That's like Crowder at his best. Okay, so I seen this shared recently or reposted by somebody from Donald Trump in 2012. I didn't even realize Twitter was back doing that back then. I didn't even realize Twitter was a thing back then. When you're hot, the lowlives really shoot at you. And they try hitting from every angle. Never let the bastards get you down. Wow. Prophetic. Libs of TikTok posted, hey, FBI, y'all MAGA MFs this close. Let's stop being anti-American and stop spreading lies and be a professional grown-up for once. If you support Trump, you deserve to be 6 feet under with the cult leader slop. I can't wait for Trump to pass and the cult be over it. Will be an amazing. Bullets are coming, and I hope you dumb mother effers feel it through your skulls. Wow. Yeah. Good catch, libs of TikTok. Yeah. I think that's something we should probably look into. And lastly, from Colin Rugg, the Trump campaign has shared Kamala Harris's entire interview that was released today, saying their newest ad just dropped.
Madam Vice President, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for your time today. Our audience appreciates your time as well.
Of course.
As you know, we're sitting here in a state and arguably in front of an audience that 54 days from now could decide the outcome of this presidential election. Yeah. You hear it more than I do. People want to know more about you and about your specific plans. At the debate the other night, you talked about creating an opportunity economy. Mm-hmm. I wonder if we can drill down on that a little bit. When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, you know, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, you know, but a lot of people will relate to this. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn, you know? And I was
Oh
raised
shit!
to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity. And that we as Americans have a beautiful character.
She is not a smart
you know,
lady.
We have ambitions and aspirations and dreams.
Listen.
But not everyone necessarily.
Okay, if you're a feminist and you just want to see if you're thinking about voting for her, just because you think, I mean, the president, maybe you just don't think the president matters all that much, because clearly, apparently doesn't necessarily need to. And that's why they hate Trump so much, because he actually is going to do what he wants to do. They want a figurehead. But anyway, if you're a feminist, you don't want the first woman, right? The one first. You don't want the first female president to be a nitwit. That's not good for us. We don't want to show that to the world. We don't want to. She's an HR manager at a Home Depot. That's what she should be.
Necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business. My mother, you know, worked long hours, and our neighbor helped raise us. We used to call her, I still call her, our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small business owners. I learned who they are from my childhood, and she was a community leader. She hired locally. She mentored. Our small businesses are so much a part of the fabric of our communities, not to mention, really, I think, the backbone of America's economy. So my opportunity economy plan includes giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. It used to be $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. But investing in people's innovative ideas and giving them the ability to go for it. Opportunity economy means, look.
Okay. So the people who are going to utilize the $50,000 tax credit are going to be people who are already kind of well off, who are doing pretty decent for themselves, and they're going to, you know, venture at best. They make a good living, and you know they want to go out on their own. They want to pursue their dreams. They're going to take their $50,000 from the government, but that doesn't help anyone below them. And if anything, they would just, the more elites would just figure out how to just manipulate it, you know? The people who are already established business owners.
We don't have enough housing in America. We have a housing supply shortage. And what that means, in particular for so many younger Americans, the American dream is elusive. It's just actually not attainable. So part of my plan is to work with the private sector and housing developers to give them.
If you control your desires, keep your eye on the future, fear God, there's no reason why you can't be married in your early 20s. I mean, you don't need to do it right out of high school, but 22, 23. Save up together, work hard, husband and wife, save up for that down payment. it's not gone. It's just we don't have the right mindset. Like, I mean, there's so many women who are homeowners like alone by themselves, which is awesome that they can do that, but it's just odd. Like, I mean, many men too, but like, I've seen it in, relationships like dating apps, so many, chicks be like, I own my own home and so on and so forth. I don't know. I think somebody with more time should like kind of think about that more and maybe I don't know, that could mean something. Back to Kamala.
A tax credit to be able to partner with us as the government to build, and my goal is 3 million new homes by the end of my first term. In addition, to help people who just want to get their foot in the door, literally, and so giving first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance to be able.
Which will, so it's just going to inflate the market. That's just going to make the prices go up that much more. So the experts say.
To just get in the door, and then they will do the work that they need to do to save and to pay that mortgage and to build wealth for themselves and their family.
We need to clean up the cities. St. Louis can be really cool. There's some really cool parts of St. Louis, but there's also parts where it looks like it's the apocalypse. And for example, St. Louis City is its own county. Then there's St. Louis County surrounding it. I live in the next county, the suburbs. Traffic is horrible every morning because people live in the suburbs and commute to the city. Now, if the city was much more better of a place to live, like there was more of it that was a decent place to live, not as many people would be commuting. So traffic would be better. The roads wouldn't be abused so much. They could live closer to where they work. And then that would lower the demand out where I live and make it much more attainable for the people here to get homes because you've made St. Louis more attractive. Clean it up. Tear down the derelict buildings. Put up more street lights. Hire more cops. Don't allow littering or the property to be destroyed, spray painted, shit like that. Clean it up. Clean it up. Have people respect their communities. That's how you do it, right there. That could do so much for the state of Missouri, for everywhere I live. If you cleaned up St. Louis, and that would create a vacuum, people would go some people would go back to St. Louis, and especially if you're a young person, like that's ideal place. Like, hey, if you're a young person, you move to St. Louis because you're young and it's fun. You buy your first home out there. You have children, and then when the children are about to start school, maybe you come out here then, and you sell your house to the next family that's about to start. And the thing is, we don't need the President of the United States to do that. The governor could help facilitate that. We just had our primaries. I didn't even vote. I don't know if I voted. Did I vote at all? I don't think I did. Because I didn't know who to vote for governor. Like the seats people I wanted to win, I knew they were going to win anyway. The governor, none of them stood out to me. They just talked about immigration and said they love Trump, pretty much. Didn't talk about cleaning up St. Louis. Didn't broach that subject.
These are some examples of what I mean when I talk about an opportunity economy, and a lot of it has to do with just the community I was raised in and the people that I admired, who work hard, and deserve to have, their dreams fulfilled because they're prepared to work for it.
You talked at the debate.
Okay, so nothing on inflation. So if you want to start a business, not for poor people, she'll give you $50,000 from the government. And if you're a first-time home buyer, she will help inflate the real estate market. And there's no homes anyway. Because we have a lot of people here that's not really contributing, but they do need a place to stay. Dude, she talked for several minutes and said almost nothing. Okay, folks. That's all I got. Listen, don't press send, man. I haven't screwed up too much. I have made a couple mistakes, like not reading through things, not like just mess around on social media. We shouldn't be doing it in the first place, really. But if we are, think before you hit send. And several occasions I have not done that this week. You gotta have thick skin on the internet, people. Because I believe it too. It's like, oh, the horrible things people say to you, they don't mean it. It's just on the internet. No, they do. They do. I'm pretty sure they do. So have a great weekend, folks. And I'm so excited. I mean, I go from, minute to minute, I can go from being terrified of what's going to happen in the election and being overjoyed. I just feel like God's hand is in this somehow, some way. I mean, that's crazy. That's sounding when you think about it. Donald Trump. You're talking about Donald Trump. Listen, God did a lot through David as well, and David was a very flawed man. There's a lot of very flawed men in the Bible that God used to get what he wanted done. So, I mean, like RFK, like coming in, and you have this whole movement of kind of unity. You got Kamala, you've got Tulsi Gabbard, joining the team. But the RFKJ stuff with the health movement, the MAHA, make America healthy again. We need it so bad. We can't just have it right there in front of us, and then Kamala becomes president and destroys this country further. Somehow, some way, this has got to work out. It's still hard to see how you really think they're going to let Trump be president again. The country's they're going to burn the country. They're going to unleash God knows what. So, folks, do your part. Do your part. Don't know what that is. But remember, the Lord spoke the world into existence. What do you do with your voice? Positivity and negativity. You don't understand. Your voice vibrates. It affects other people, even if they don't respond. So, have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.
Come on, let's get out of here.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No. No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!